Hey guys, welcome to the Seeds to Healing podcast. We're talking about mental health and giving tips and tricks and adding a Christian perspective. I'm Allie.
I'm Ayana. We're so excited that you're here listening to this week's episode.
Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you guys are listening or watching this episode. Hi, it's Allie, and welcome to the Seeds to Healing podcast. As you can see, my wonderful co-host is not with me today. So sad. Insert sad sound. So I decided to take over once again. Just kidding. We decided that we would do individuals again, coming up on, I think this is now going to be probably like our 13th or 14th episode. We're coming to a end of our first season, guys. And if you've stuck around for this long, I just want to take a moment to thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to just learn and honestly giving us, the space to share the knowledge that we've been given and been gifted to share. So thank you. Today, I really didn't want to talk long. I just wanted to take some time to really impress on the importance of support systems. I know that's something that we look for in screening during our assessments for, clinical work. That's one of the biggest things that we look for when people are struggling with their mental health is what does their support systems look like? And as social workers, it's because we truly believe that it's, again, not just the individual, but it's everything around them that can influence them as the individual. So support systems are huge in, at least as social workers, we believe they're huge in being a factor into your mental health, whether it be a protective factor or a risk factor. So I wanted to spend some time really just talking about, why are support systems important and, what effects do they actually have or what impacts can they actually have on your mental health. And I really just want to focus on the positive or healthy support systems and the effects that healthy support systems can have on you. So for starters, good old Google helped me out on this one. And it looks like when you are provided with a social support system, whether it's physical or around you or just in general, having a healthy support system, there are both physical and psychological advantages for people who may be going through stressful situations or might be having mental health challenges. It's considered a factor that could reduce your psychological distress when faced with stressful situations. So when you have a healthy support system, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or a good solid 5 people, that has a psychological and both physical effect on you. That's why, when they say you can get around your favorite people and you feel better. And I think it's for a number of reasons. When you have a healthy support system, you have opportunity to feel safe, to feel connected, to feel listened to and heard and assured. And those are all things that you need to improve and or maintain a healthy mental health. When you are isolated or when you withdraw, you take away that influence, you take away the ability to have that belongingness and that connectedness. And again, even if it's 1, 2, or a solid 5 people, it has the ability to really improve your mental health, even if it's just sitting and being around that person or it's going out and actually hanging out with a group of friends. Having healthy support around you really improves your mental health because it improves the feeling of belongingness. It improves your ability to connect, and those have psychological impacts on, the chemicals that are released, the hormones that are released, but also just genuinely, words are not my thing today. Having healthy support really just brings a protective factor in a way that it's a healthy distraction, and can also be healing to your mental health. I know that in times full disclosure, I've struggled with anxiety. In moments when I had the opportunity to just talk to a friend or be around one of my best friends, physiologically, I'm a lot calmer and relaxed, and it really just helps me to feel and be in a better space. I think when people have a tendency to want to withdraw or isolate themselves, they open themselves up to hopelessness, to feeling alone, and to feeling maybe even doubt or shame. And all of those things are risk factors to either increase or create things like suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideations, and it really could it naturally decreases, the chemicals in your body that are the feel good chemicals, and definitely when you're doing it with the purpose to not be around people socially. And even when you, not just with depression, but like if you're thinking more on the anxiety side, it impacts the anxiety cycle, which then increases a person's anxiety and it makes it harder for you to function. So if you take things like social anxiety, it will increase the more time you spend alone, because you're perpetuating that cycle of you have anxiety when you go out, then you stay in, you feel a little bit better, that instant gratification, and then you have to go out again, and that anxiety spikes even more, and that you just continue to create that cycle, and it every time you complete that cycle, the anxiety itself will actually increase every time you go through it and you do that. So every time you choose to stay home when you are invited out, or you withdraw, you are increasing the anxiety. And the only way to break that is to, in increments, start doing an action that helps to improve your ability of challenging the negative thought and or the anxiety when it comes up. So oh, I have anxiety over this certain friend group, and being around them, and so when they invite me out, I choose not to go, right? I would, as a clinician, I would, definitely dig more into that and probably talk about communicating and all those things, but just in trying to break the cycle, I would also say maybe take one invitation, and go out and challenge and see if it really is all that your head is making it to be, or if it's not. So I think there's definitely help in having healthy support and putting yourself in situations where you're not isolating. And again, I'm not saying go out and try and build a huge friend group. Sometimes it's just one or two people that can really help reset you, and it can really bring you back to center, and have you feel as if you are in a better place. And I think as far as talking about mental health, it actually is found that it reduces depression and it reduces anxiety when you do have a healthy support system in place. There's what good old Google says is, it says the best benefits are that it includes higher levels of well-being, it allows you to have better coping skills, and honestly a longer, healthier life. Having healthy support systems is something that is needed. And just talking about from, the mental health perspective, or not just from the mental health perspective, words and sentences, struggling today, y'all. I think God really had in a purpose in relationship, had a purpose in making human beings having an innate need for connection and relationship. And I think it's not only for these physical and psychological effects, but I think we weren't meant to do life alone. We are meant to be connected. We are meant for a relationship. One of the reasons that, you know, Jesus died on the cross for us was so that we could have a relationship with the Father. And one of the reasons that he was sent as a human into earth was not only to complete the calling that he had in his life, but part of that calling was to connect with people, to bring people to Christ, and to share the message of who God is, and have that be in relationship. A lot of the times people think that as Christians we're all religious and it's just about religion, but really it's actually about relationship, and it's actually about connecting with God and having your time with him and allowing him to build you through connection with him, through relationship, and also through community, through other like-minded individuals who share the same faith as you, who understand what you believe in and why you believe in it, and have similar morals and values as you. And that's all included in having a healthy support system. And so I wanted to share that caveat with you too, in understanding that, you know, as we go through this life, it's very easy to take the route of, you know, the lone wolf. It's easy to isolate. It's easy to withdraw. But this week, I really challenge you guys to think about what your support systems look like, and how you can connect more with the people around you. And again, it doesn't have to be a whole gang of people. It could really just be one person that you start to really foster a relationship with, and or nurture the relationship, and spend time with that person or people, whether it's, you know, going out and getting lunch, or if it's just really just talking on the phone or FaceTiming. Google Duo for those that have Androids. I don't know what you guys got out there. But yeah, just really connecting with people, because we are meant to connect with people. And we're not meant to do this life alone. We're meant to have support and people or a person that we could at least lean on in a time of need, or just in general. And for those that may struggle with connecting with people, what I really have to share with that is do it in doses, do it in words are not my friend today. Do it in increments of what feels comfortable for you. So if it's just, you know, a phone call where you connect with someone, or a text message that you start to connect with someone, or you eventually work up to, going out and hanging out. Do what's safe for you. Do what feels comfortable for you. But at least go out and do it. I challenge you to connect with at least one person this week, and spend time fostering and pouring into your support systems, and letting them know that it's okay to be there for you. That's another challenge I think people have, is wanting to open up. But I promise you, when you do take the time to be open and transparent, there's more opportunity for a stronger relationship there with an individual. So yeah, that's my challenge for y'all. Go out and start building on your support systems, leaning into your support systems, letting your support systems know that they're cared about, you see them and you love them, and just sit with this and simmer on what your support systems look like. And if there's more that you want to know as far as having a healthier support system, or what that looks like, we can talk about that. If you guys want to engage on Instagram, we can do that. Whether it be on my personal page or the Seeds to Healing page, y'all can always reach out to me or Ariana, and we want to talk to you. So again, as we come to a close for our first season, I really thank you guys for hanging out and checking in. And next season, we hope to really engage with you guys more, have more topics for you guys, or have you guys bring us more topics. So again, thank you for listening to this episode of Seeds to Healing. I know it was a short one. I wanted to keep it short and sweet because I didn't have much to share, but I wanted to share this at least. Definitely in this world where society likes to keep us locked up and isolated, I think it's a good reminder to remember that we have people around us that care about us, whether it's just a few or it's a lot. There's someone that cares about you, and to start to pay attention to that and lean into that. So, thank you for listening to this episode. You can follow us on @Seeds to Healing on Instagram. You can listen to us on Apple and Spotify, and you can watch us on YouTube. So thank you for listening. Yeah, come back in 2 weeks for another episode. Peace out, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed recording it. We are going to be dropping episodes every other Monday, so tune in.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. If you'd like to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram @Seeds2Healing. And also go ahead and jump over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Seeds to Healing, as well.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.